cycle of human perspective.
Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you guys so much for joining on this wonderful Saturday night Power of One with special guest Michelle Wolfe and Dolly Daydream. What is up, you guys?
Hello. This is going to be fun.
We're having a party, guys.
Yep.
So, long time coming to finally get everybody on here at the same time, so welcome.
It was Dolly's
everyone.
idea during her live stream. Was it in the middle of this week or last week, Dolly? You just went, hey, Eileen, while you're in the room, talk to Shane. I really want to chat with you and Michelle with Shane. And I'm like, hey, why not? The more the merrier, you know?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I knew it would happen. I was like, yes.
Mhm.
Well, we know you. We know you from
Yeah.
your live streams, your channel, Dolly Daydreams, and your BQH that you did with Shane.
And that makes so much more sense now. The more it goes on, I'm like, sorry, I'm just trying to find live on air so I can look at the chat, but it's not there.
Yeah, I can't see the chat, guys. Can you see it, Michelle? If I
Oh,
put it
no,
on, I
I
lose
don't.
my stream.
Oh, Tapper
Not-
777 is here. Welcome.
Hi.
I can't see nothing. It's weird not being able to see the chat. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. Keep
I
up
don't know
with
how
the
she
chat
talks
and
and
do your
reads.
live stream at the same time.
I
I
normally
just,
go over at YouTube now to look at the live chat on my phone, but I can't even see it live. So
yeah, I'd be so distracted.
We're saying we couldn't talk and read the chat at the same time.
Yeah.
That's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy.
it's very
Yes.
hard because you don't get you get distracted anyway, and then because it's texting, and I did have that today, and if people are watching they'll know, but text, it's not the same as talking. You get the wrong end of the stick, and then someone's having a chat, and but I do quite well really, because
You
it is
do.
hard work looking at the chat and trying to get out what you're getting out, and then the trolls coming in and like
You
don't
don't
get
have
a
to
lot.
Yeah.
know anymore.
No,
the
not
trolls, and we
anymore.
don't either.
No.
It's eased up.
Eased up a
So,
lot.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it was when I started doing the show like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was at the height.
But we were
It was-
promoted back then because we would show up in people's suggested feeds based on topics like orbs, ghosts, energy.
Mhm.
And now that we're shadow banned and we're not in anybody's suggested feeds, all the trolls have disappeared, which is
Yeah.
great. You know?
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that actually. Yeah.
I actually
Done.
emailed you the link to the live stream, Dolly. You want to look it up? Okay, so let me ask you this: have you?
No, I'll get distracted.
Okay.
Tempted.
For once, I'll have a chat-free chat.
Yes. Yes.
plenty going on here, right?
Yeah,
Just so you guys know, I always go back and read the chat as soon as it posts.
yeah, I will do.
So I can
I
see
will
what
do.
people are
Yeah.
saying. So I'm not, I am paying attention.
Mhm.
Just
Can I just
later.
say hi to everybody on your channel, and hi to everyone who comes on my channel? I can't see the chat, so hello.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of your viewers have come over here to participate, and we welcome
Yay,
everyone.
Dolly
Yep.
viewers.
And then,
It's
of
a
course,
great
we
group.
share some viewers too. So,
We
what's up
do.
to John Benny? Oh,
Hey, John in Scotland.
and Jody and Dana.
Hey, Jody.
There's a lot of people in here already, so lots of love.
Usually
to you guys.
Wisdom's in there, and she's from England, I believe, if
Yeah.
not Scotland.
Jean and Alva are here.
Hey, Jean. Hey, Alba.
So cool. Let me see. Oh, and some faces or names I don't recognize. So
Great hearing you last night, Alva. I heard you this morning, though. I'm halfway through the love stream because Alva called in.
Oh, good.
So, Michelle, what is going on in your neck of the woods there?
Oh my goodness. I was looking forward to sitting back and taking a ride on this one. Last week, somebody made a comment about me talking too much, and it just made me feel like,
Oh my God, we're going to be here all night then, aren't we?
yeah. So it's just like, oh, kind of takes the wind out of your sails, you know?
Don't let it.
Yeah.
My husband, I love him. He's wonderful. And he used to say I had verbal diarrhea. It's because literally I won't stop talking till somebody jumps in.
I've always, but the thing is, I don't talk to Steve all for a week. I don't talk to anybody. I see it all for Shane once a week.
Shane is not going to get a word in edgeways now. You know that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally cool. Why do you think I'm always with you guys that talk a lot? Of course, I'm going to be with somebody that talks more, right? So.
Well, I'm trying to
like a generous host.
Give him some break. Generous. You know, he does. I only do it once a week. He goes on there every single day and has to come up with stuff to talk about. So I kind of look at it as I go on there, and I try to fill some time for him, and take over some of that slack. And I know he knows that. And I know he appreciates that. So, yeah. But I guess if you just tune in, sometimes you be like, man, that girl just doesn't shut up.
But it's hard in this room because there's a delay. So we sound like we're interrupting each other, but we're not.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the other thing I notice is that when we're having the conversation, like it gets cut off. There's a bit of a delay. So it sounds like we're cutting each other off all the time, but it's not. It's the delay. And then we get used to it. We know that's going on, right? We know.
And the bad part about it is the bad part about it is from my end, everybody sees it from my end. So from my end, it looks like everyone's cutting me off and I'm not cutting anyone else off. But on your ends, it's like I'm cutting you off. So
so you look really nice.
So I look like the nice
really
guy.
Mean.
Right, like you just talk right over me and stuff because they're seeing what I see. So but I understand that you didn't get it for a second and all of that. So that's like always and sometimes you can hear it come back through,
We don't see what you guys are seeing right now. We see something slightly different.
Yeah. You know what? Isn't that the truth, though? all of our perspectives are different. And I think it's important to keep that in mind before you go throwing out comments, online. It's so easy for people that think they're being nice or think that they're nice people to just throw out comments. And, you never realize when people are receiving these things, too. What might not bother you too much one day can really bother you a lot on another day, depending on what you have going on. So, for me that day, I just found out my former mother-in-law died. So I was like in a really kind of weakened emotional place. And then all of a sudden you get sort of a kick in the stomach like that. And it's like, and it makes you feel, defeated. Like you're just more susceptible. I think we should just be a little more aware, that when we're throwing things out, just, that somebody does have to pick that up.
Be kinder and gentler with your words. Yeah.
Is it more important for you to say what you're saying at the expense of somebody else's feelings?
Well, don't you think a lot of it has to do with just the internet and people's, they seem to have a little bit more to say because they're behind the anonymity of just
so easy. It's so easy, right?
It's like
but it's not so easy being perspective how many people react like from being bullied online and how much it is. It's easy to type that things out there, but it's not easy for the person who picks it up off of there.
Yeah.
It's easy to put it out, but it's not easy on the receiving end for anybody. I think
we put ourselves out there as targets because not only are we live, like Dolly, you do loads of live streams too, and so we can't like go back and erase things right away. But we talk about odd and interesting and weird subjects, so we're really putting ourselves out there.
Which can make us odd and hopefully interesting. But susceptible to people, yeah.
Why do you want to be talking about the normal stuff?
What's that? No.
Why do you want to be talking about the normal stuff, like the muggle stuff?
The muggle world, yeah, exactly.
Mundane.
We'd be in mainstream media if we did. That's where we'd be. We'd go, what would you like me to say? And it would go in here on a little earpiece and it would come out here.
Yeah, just the way you want to hear it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah, but that's not what we are, is it?
No.
Well, can I get the elephant out of the room right away so we can move on to orbs and ghosts and all those
other stuff? Yeah.
There is a topic that we all have
Yeah.
an opinion on, and we can't do an hour on it, but we talk about it, we laugh about it, we're not afraid of it, because that makes other people not afraid too. So who wants to start? Because Dolly had a super interesting.
I'm waiting to hear the theory.
It's Michelle's face that I'm going to be watching when I'm saying this. You're ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to show a book with a letter on it, and the people who are not into it, that's a-okay. It's just if people know me, because a lot of people in your chat might not know that I am into this. I'm not into it as much as I was, because I know, and I know it within myself now, that there's good things coming. But I need to say it because I've got a theory behind something that you might all go, maybe. I'm not saying it's the truth, but I just had a sparking moment the other day and I thought, you never know. Now, this letter.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
The 17th letter in the alphabet Q. Yes.
No, she said it.
Q.
Yeah.
I am into Q. So, we all know with the bog rollitis that's going on at the minute, which in the UK, a bog roll means toilet roll.
Yeah.
Which means the flu.
Yeah.
We're not saying the words.
Going about.
Yeah.
Well, there's loads of like Trump sending the military out, and all over the world this is being quarantined, and they're locking down this, and they're doing this, and this is going on, and there's loads of celebrities, and I've got another theory on that as well, that have got the virus, just celebrities. Well, really, the people who are passing away I'm not feeding into it, but the people who are passing tend to be older people whose immune systems might be down, because we do get, people have got dementia because they seem to forget that we do get the flu. And
36,000 people a year die from the flu every year.
Yeah. So all they're doing is sort of, in my eyes, picking up on that and chucking it out there. My son's been ill for 3 days with a temperature, didn't take him to doctors. It happens twice a year with him, all the time. He's had his medicine. Now he's back to being a cheeky little monkey. Back to normal. So there's all that going on, blah, blah, blah. Everyone like running around for toilet roll. And then we've got Magenta Pixie, who did the lovely video with her husband of, what does she call it? The toilet roll apocalypse.
Yes, the toilet roll apocalypse.
Because everyone's going mad. I think they can eat toilet roll. Like, I'm like,
No.
so do you wrap yourself in it and it protects you, or do you eat it?
Toilet roll, eat it. It does everything.
Come on, Pip, salt and pepper on your toilet roll today. You're eating toilet roll for the rest of your life. That's what you're eating. Like, what's going on? So, anyway, there's all that going on, as we know. But my perception on it was, because I'm into Q. Anyway, on the, well, put it this way. What's the date today? The 14th of March.
It's Pi Day.
Q dropped a drop in 2018 saying, on the 15th of March, 2018, something on the lines of Mad March.
March Madness.
The public will, the public will know Q, and I'm thinking, it's 15th tomorrow. Isn't it National Prayer Day tomorrow as well? Thinking, I don't know, but that's out there, because I don't think this is going to last weeks or anything. I think it will disperse in the end, because I'm thinking the media are saying that football, entertainment businesses, like Madonna's concerts not going forth,
Cancelled.
And this isn't going forth. It's all the entertainment, and people I talk to behind the scenes, got friends in Tenerife, they're shutting down the bars, this, that, and the other. So people are like getting a bit, and I'm like, hang on a minute. Entertainment business. Now, some of us know that the entertainment business isn't what they say it is. And really, entertainment is distraction. So, if anybody knows about the whole, this is going to freak some people out, but I'm going to say it. In the Q realms, I believe JFK Jr. is still alive. And I could go into the whole of that, but I'm not going to. But when his father got assassinated, I think everyone was watching a show called And the World Turns.
Yeah.
And it got broken into by a TV transmission, so everybody could see it. Yeah. So we know they can do that. Also, 9/11, everyone on 9/11 saw it around the world. Everybody knew where they were, who they were with, what time it was. I still remember. And everyone went into fear, but a lot of people woke up as well because that was off that side, did that, So I'm thinking, right. So if they're going to say that they're locking down different places all over the world and quarantining people, so maybe they might say it's best to stay inside and not go to certain events like, you can't because they've been cancelled, like, say, a concert. You don't really want to be out there in big crowds because apparently, Trump's sending the troop out. Things are going on that we don't know about just in case something happened and you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. So what you're going to do, you're going to sit in with your toilet roll and toilet roll because, you've got nothing else to eat. So you're going to sit in with your toilet roll. What you're going to do, you're going to be nosy and you're going to go, I'm going to put the TV on or the internet. Let's see what's going on because I don't know what's going on. What if they broke into world transmission on the TV? Because Q said ages ago, the world's watching. How do you wake the muggles up?
Right.
You're keeping away from the distraction. You're not watching football. You're not going out and going, I'm not watching this. I can't be I'm going watching my concert or going watching football because everyone's freaking out that the football even in the UK is being cancelled. It's like, how would you have a world event that would wake up everybody at the same time, like 9/11, to show you what's really going on behind the curtain of the fake news, to actually show the people the truth? And then the people know
stop spinning, like you said, as the world turns. So if the world's
turning
for the day,
we know they can do it. And I don't know if you know, in the UK in 1977, apparently, whether it was or it wasn't is not the point, but an alien, apparently this alien voice came through the TV in 1977. When I was born in 1977, which is quite funny, they got into the news station. So whether it was a hoax or not, the point is we know they can do it. We know they can break into this. So I'm thinking, well, how do you wake the world up?
Yeah, that would be great. That would be awesome if that's
that would be a massive event. Q said the last one will be magical.
Well, since we probably said too many buzzwords anyway, have you guys heard the theory that the CV that's going around, the symptoms match or parallel the symptoms of 5G poisoning? Have you guys heard any of that? And that they're rolling out the 5G, and then that this is rolling across at the same time so that they can write everything off as the CV if it's just this sort of allergic reaction to the 5G. You follow what I'm saying?
I've seen some great videos on that. Have you?
Yeah. So, and it's totally plausible. I'm not saying
it's
that
totally
I believe
plausible.
that, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's a good thing to consider, But
and the 5G does it. The 60 gigahertz. I just saw a video on the technology by spinning the electrons too fast in the oxygen molecule.
Yeah.
So, and then you try to breathe it and you can't get it into your bloodstream. So yeah, I'm just like, that's a really interesting rabbit hole.
Right. And then I had another theory. I'm not going to go into that, but I think it's just sort of about getting a certain message in the human psyche about how they're handling this for other reasons. So it's sort of, I don't know. I feel like
that's a really good version.
You think I should share that?
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
I'm brought back to your dream of the sorry, just to say quickly, your dream of the paint, of like, well, you can look at it one way and it's black, and you can look at it another way and it's green, and you can look at it. I just wanted to share that. I think you maybe could get this a lot of different ways, but I wonder if the perspective that we choose is then therefore the experience that we have, and maybe we do have an opportunity to choose what angle we're viewing it at.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to say it, I just got that. So sorry, Shane, go ahead.
No, and it could be valid too. Well, if they sort of get this idea that, if there's something that's untreatable, you need to stay home. Everything needs to come to a grinding halt. Then it's sort of programming the mind that for those who decide not to participate in the shots, the V shots, right, that you should be quarantined. It's sort of like flipping the script so that your brain sees it as being okay to shut the world down for those that aren't treated for something, Do you see what I'm getting at here?
I do, a psychological kind of operation, a psyop.
Right.
A lot of it's psychological, isn't it?
Well, I got to say on that, here's another fact that supports what you're saying, Shane. They did a study that's published in Vaccine Journal, which is not a truther journal. It's a medical peer-reviewed journal. And they did it in 2017 to 2018 with federal employees in the United States. And they found that 36% of those who got the flu shot were more susceptible to respiratory viruses. So that's an important part of what you just said, because even though the feeling you're left with is, if I don't participate in something I don't want to do that makes the community safe, I'll be locked away in my home. It's actually, the statistics are showing that if you do participate, you might have to go home because you're more susceptible to what's out there. You know?
Yeah.
Why would the people who had the vaccines be bothered if you didn't? Because they've got the vaccines and it's supposed to be safe. So they're not going to be catching anything off you because you had the vaccine. It's like
reverse psychology.
Yeah.
It is. I really do think it's a whole marketing scam, and I think even I'm quite suspicious that the whole toilet paper thing isn't actually really part of it. Because I mean, don't you saw the video? Like, toilet paper numerology is equivalent to coronavirus. Like, I almost think that they purposely held back toilet paper.
I think it's to show that I don't think that people
are buying it all. I think that
people are laughing.
I think they marketed it.
You know what I think? I don't know how it started, but I actually think it started to show the muggles who were still asleep what sheep they are, by going, hey, buy a lemon, buy 50. And they all go, oh, it's on the news, so therefore I've got to go and buy a lemon. I don't know why I'm buying a lemon. I just know it's on the news. 50. And the news tell the truth. So therefore, let's go out and buy 50,000 lemons. So everyone goes out.
And everybody's talking about it.
Because people are laughing, but people are waking up through the stupidness of it, of like, what's going on with the toilet paper? Like, everyone's cracking a joke about it. So really, it's waking people up. I think.
Yeah, I had 2 people call me from England who are not truthers, and they called me to see what I thought of the CV, because they said, this does not feel right. It doesn't sound right. This toilet paper thing is insane. And that actually woke them up. The toilet paper missing, which I agree with you, Michelle, was probably like a program shortage.
It's just a program shortage, and then they just make a big deal, and then people actually do go and clear it all out.
And then they clear the food out.
I do think it's
and then the water.
You know what?
And then
you know what's another funny thing? Might not like this one, but the old QDQ dropped a post a while back saying these people are sick. Who's getting sick at the minute?
Yes.
And the celebrities, what are they supposed to take of a certain thing called adrenochrome?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta throw a fact in there, Dolly. I gotta give you a fact.
I've heard on the grapevine that Wuhan has been making something the equivalent of that, and the word on the street is it's got the CV in it for the elites who take it, and they're looking a bit sick right now. And Q said, these people, can you imagine? You
before anybody laughs at this,
because you are the virus.
Yeah,
we're wiping the virus out.
Yes.
Let me give you a fact, Dolly, that is going to make you feel like that's not so far-fetched. So I was talking to a family member in Denver, and they had like 8 people with it. And then we looked up Aspen, where we used to live, and they had 12 people with it. So Denver has 2 million people. Aspen has 50,000, but it's rich, elite, traveling the world. And that's why they had such a disproportionate amount of people with the CV than regular people who can't go anywhere. They can't just jump on a plane and go somewhere because they got to work. So it could be kind of a rich elite virus, you know. That's not
so many weird things going on at the minute. Like
there is, and I think even
you can feel it.
Yeah, the symbolism that's enmeshed through the story, and whether you're reading the story that they're trying to sell you, or you're stepping back and reading the greater picture of the story. It's a grand story that we're watching, and that's why you just view it, right?
I've been saying to everyone, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
I've said to my channel, right, I know this sounds awful, it's not happening to you, so how are you feeling? right now. So everyone's
That's
like,
great.
yeah, I'm okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's
Awesome.
okay. So tomorrow, ask yourself again, how are you feeling right now? Have you got a bit of food in you? Nothing's happening, right? So right now, really, apart from all that going on,
Yeah.
Can I just say one more thing before we move on to
feeling?
orbs and ghosts and aliens and
Yeah.
energies and Schumann? One of the most sensible things I read and have been reading today is that economic experts have been predicting for 3 years that the global economy was going to burst. It's going to fall. It's going to crash. Because why? Because it's too hyperinflated. Money's not really worth what they say it is. The stock market's not worth what they say it is. So whether or not the CV is natural and real or manipulated or released or whatever, that's not fake or anything, but it's being used now to completely reset the world economy. Think of what's happening with money and jobs and businesses and profits with everything shutting down.
And China's just recovered, China's recovered. The shops are opening again. So if it's happened that quickly over there,
that is quick.
This is going to disappear.
Flu season's finishing.
But we lost a third on the stock market on NASDAQ, and we were approaching 30 and it was ready to crash because it was inflated. It's not really worth that.
They always put something out years back, like a virus, because they know for the future that they can crash it. Like they move the stocks and bonds because they know, because they set the thing up in the first place.
Yeah.
But there's a side
so now you don't blame the bankers for over lending. You blame the viruses. You go, oh man, if we didn't have that virus, everything would be great right now, So, in terms of adjusting the stock market down a third, it did its job. But I'm not saying they released it for that purpose. I'm just saying it might have been handy to use it to readjust global economics.
I think there's a lot of things going on right now on so many different levels behind the scenes that we're not like, 10 years from now, people will be like, I can't believe all that was going on at once. It not even 10 years from now, but I think that we're just going to be so surprised at the massive amount of changes.
Because how have you felt like this morning? I woke up last night, I went to bed. I've already said this to the people from my chat, but I went to bed last night and I couldn't eat. I felt sick, but not sick as in nervousness, just excited. And someone said in my chat, like Christmas Eve. I went, yeah, present. I went, yeah, I was mega excited. And then I couldn't stop smiling and I wanted to laugh as well. And then in my mind's eye, when I closed my eyes, I thought, what? I just saw this golden light. But the shape of it, this is all I remember, was it looked like this.
Yeah.
It's like that shape.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had things coming out of it. I can't remember. And then I saw a flash of red, white, and blue, like a flag. And I was like, right, okay. So I remember that.
Their wings
but I woke up this morning I just want to laugh. I want to go outside in the street, scream my head off, and laugh my head off in the middle of the street at everything.
Yeah.
The bogrolitis and everything. I just want to laugh.
Yeah.
But not out of nervousness, out of I'm so happy. I know something's coming, but I can't stop laughing at it all. And I know it sounds awful.
It's changing over.
It's movement.
Like I'm shifting. And if I went and did that in the street, everyone would be like, what's she doing? But I've been like that all day. I've been watching other channels going on about stuff and going, oh, what could they? And I'm just thinking, do you know what? I just can't. I feel like I'm in a parallel universe. That's what I feel like at the minute. I'm looking at people going, I don't, what? Like,
different reality.
You got a lemon. I said today, I got a lemon. Some people are going to go, oh, sour lemon. What am I going to do with that? Well, I'm going to make lemonade out of it anyway. So, bitter or sweet, I'll make lemonade out of it. But I'm just so, and then here's one for you. I said I feel sick to the stomach, but not sick as it, like I said, not sick, just a nervous happiness. And then I pulled the card out after later on, and I said, this is the card that will come out if I can find it. I did show it, but it was a picture of 3 women. There it is. I said my stomach, and it said trust the niggle, because I was like, I know something's good's coming. It's not bad with all this stuff. I'm not really feeding into any of it.
Yeah.
What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Trust the niggle, but look what the woman's doing. I said in my stomach.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I just pulled the card out before. You'll like this one. And it's called Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth. It's happening.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's what you're so giddy
shouting
about.
out it's happening. So Lemuria.
Nice synchronicity and confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
This could wake up a lot of people that aren't.
It's March. That's what happens every March, Eileen. We get this big rollover. The energy starts to come in February. And then
coming, rebirth.
Yeah. How many people are going to be waking up this year? It's going to be like multiplied from what it was last year, which was multiplied from the year. It's exponential now.
Well,
and this is big.
Zodiac. So maybe it's pre-spring equinox plus.
It's equinox.
Yeah, we're not only like going into the new path of the zodiac starting from like April equinox. We're also going into a new age. We're leaving Pisces and going into
age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Which doesn't come to us. It doesn't come like we're used to linear timelines, this straight timeline. It flows in like this in a wave. So it comes in.
Everyone thinks it goes.
It's a new
Aquarius.
It's a wave. That's why we keep hitting these peak times. We hit it and we're coming into that age.
Didn't
not
I say
on a
that
direct
in my
timeline.
Hypnosis thing? I know I never say it.
Did you?
Wrong every time I say it.
Yeah,
I said it was like a ripple effect, didn't I?
That's right. It's a ripple. Yeah.
And I said there was beings in that place where I went and said, it's most likely it'll be us pumping out positive energy everywhere, and it was just blasting out. And I'll show you the book. Do you remember the picture? I did, and I didn't. For the people in your chat that don't know, because I know, a lot of you are creative on here yourselves as well. Yeah. But
Dolly and I are both doodlers.
Yeah, I've never seen the film. What's it called? Laverian, is it? Laverian.
Leviathan? No.
Valerian on Netflix.
Oh, Valerian, the Plan. Oh, I love that movie. That movie.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I've never even heard of it until until this picture I did. I nearly spat my tea out when I saw the film. I'd done this way before, and people in my chat will know I did this way before. It's not like I saw it and I was like pretending that like I'd never seen this. So I'd honestly never seen it. And anyway, ages ago, this is quite the other year ago, I don't know when it was, but I did this picture.
Oh wow. Yeah. So the movie is Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
Well, do you remember this?
And if anybody hasn't seen, you gotta go see.
Do you remember the beings at the beginning that like reminded me of Atlantis? The water pearls. Well, you'll know what I mean if anyone goes to see it. And she's got bits on her eyebrows, shiny bits. And do you remember this? Your third eye, she talked like this.
Yeah.
Also, what happened to her when she put a distress call out?
Yeah, she said it.
All the energy
that's
went.
What happened. Whoosh.
Like that. So when I sat watching that film at the beginning of it and she did that, I just went.
Jaw drop.
What?
It's a beautiful movie to watch, too.
I'm going to look it up.
It's for Luc Besson, who did The Fifth Element. So if you've ever, it's done in the style of The Fifth Element, which
what's The Fifth Element, people?
You got to watch that one for truth bombs, too.
And what was The Fifth Element?
What? Love. Fifth element was love, right?
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Earth, wind, fire, and water, and then the fifth. And they were like, "What's the fifth element?" It was love.
But that's what we're going back to, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this whole thing might not be not only waking up people sleeping, but it might be activating us. This might be our, you guys. We're waiting for our activation so we can turn on and do our job here. This is it. We're all like doing our job by spreading
talking
the calm.
About activations.
Yeah.
Because someone I know was talking about in the chat today that doesn't look into the stuff I look into, and I was laughing when she did it, but when she said it, mine started doing it. Has anyone's left eye's been twitching?
It was just a second ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm on here and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope nobody's.
Yeah, someone's talking or a video. My left eye started going.
It does
It
that
used
all
to be
the
my
time.
right eye, but now it's my left eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be this side.
Last
more,
year it was my right eye.
but then it switched over.
See, my eyes
you know
used
what?
to twitch, but they don't twitch anymore, Dolly. And now all I see is sparkles out of my left eye, and Shane gets them out of his left eye too.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that book?
Yeah,
I
the
got this
twitching stopped for a while, but it comes and goes for me now.
And it's called The Light Medicine of the Future, and it's talking about the codes through your eyes from the sun.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have to read it, and I was like, why is everyone's eyes twitching?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's to me, it's like the processing the energy. Yeah.
I read it out before a bit of it, and it was like, oh.
Do you remember Altered Carbon? We were talking about that. Remember when they were doing the download of conscious and the eyes twitch? They were like doing a consciousnly download.
That's
right.
it.
Oh yeah, the little AI guy or whatever. The robot.
No, all the people when they would the elite ones, they would download, transfer their, like, back it up, I guess, back up their consciousness every 48 hours or something. And even the eye would twitch. The sleep, yeah.
Avatar.
Yeah, that's the only thing is, I think with that, is they're taking the divinity out of the human body, and treating it like, we talk about, just the meat suit and everything. And what
I'm trying to say we're separate.
Yeah.
But we're not separate.
But we are. And I think we have to remember that, that these aren't, just meat suits. I was listening to a great speech, somebody talking about Buddha, and one of his greatest, teachings he gave was simply just holding up a flower and finding enlightenment through looking at a flower, the simplicity and beautiful of a flower. And it occurred to me, well, aren't we all flowers to God? Like, aren't we as divine and beautiful as a flower is, and how intricate and how amazing our body is constructed, and that I know we're all separate consciousness. It's good to know that you are not your body, but at the same time, in watching this Altered Carbon show, I can see, well, what are they forgetting here? And I think that they're forgetting and encouraging to forget to see the divinity and the beauty, like you would in a flower, with your own body, that it is just a meat suit, that it is as beautiful as a flower.
You're disconnected from source, and you're disconnected from, like, I just think our ethereal body, our soul, our what, we still need this because it's part of both realms.
Yeah, I get what both of you
we
saying.
need it to hold that flower.
It's
because
not just
the ethereal body can't hold that flower in the physical, so you need a physical body.
It's also like the body is an extension of Earth. So if you kind of hate on the body and want to throw it away as valueless, you're hating on Earth.
Yeah, everything's disposable. Yeah. Everything's disposable then, isn't it? Everything organic is disposable to you, isn't it? And I think that's part of what the darkness in the concepts that I saw being relayed there. There's kind of a fine line that they crossed in sort of presenting these concepts, which open up expansive ideas, more unlimited perspectives on how to view our existence. But at the same time, I think it's really good to be aware of what are they missing though? Where's the divinity that they're leaving out here? And that's just what I saw by treating it so haphazardly, disposable, everything organic being just disposable,
worthless,
and worthless. But it's not. It's
beautiful.
We're all flowers. We're all children of God, and that it's divine. It's not just a suit to be so easily tossed in the garbage. And
when you read all the near-death people, and they tell you what it's like before you get into a body, they're like, people are lining up, people are pushing, going, let me go. It's like, when you read a lot of it, like I did, because I had the experience, so I couldn't wait to read every single near-death book on the market. And when they can remember before coming into their bodies here, they actually say that it is a real blessing, and you are gifted the chance to come here. And people are lined up, ready and willing and waiting to come here and get into a body.
I still think I'm going to have a serious conversation when I get over on the other side and they got to tell me that I'm supposed to come through and do this again. I'm going to have to sit down at that point and say, you know what? No, I know that's the standard drill that so I have some serious questions about that stopover point. That waylay station where they convince you that you are so wanting to get back into here. Maybe everybody is so convinced that that's part of the deal. I have some real questions about that.
But that might not happen.
I'm not lining up
this time. Where would you like to go now? And you might be looking at Arcturus and other dimensions and the Pleiades and Venus and all these different places. I think you do get to graduate off Earth, but maybe not until you complete your work here, or you clean up the mess you left from the last lifetime, maybe?
I don't know. I think it's been a con. Part of me really thinks that it's been a con job, and keeping us recycled and enmeshed in karma and the toil of karma, and tricking us to think that it's necessary in order for us to accelerate in a process that we keep, but the trick is that we keep going in and collecting more karma. You'll never get out of it. But this is where the light has come in to say, no, you actually don't have to play that karma game anymore. You don't have to play it.
They say cycle of life. So you keep cycling. I look at it like cycle of life. There's another one where they say, I know the infinity sign, but some people goes, if there was two, there's the infinity sign. So we go on forever. So that means to me, well, if there's a cycle of life and there's many different lives you could go into, as in different dimensions, they want you trapped in this one, but we can go on in somewhere else. Like you said, we don't have to keep coming here, but they want us here because it's an energy thing. They feed off.
Yeah. Who says polarity is the only game in town?
Exactly.
I don't think that it is. I don't think that I don't think polarity is I think it's an option that we chose to come in and experience an expression of consciousness through polarity. But I don't think it's the only game. It's just the only game that we know that's how things work. And I think in a lot of ways that's got us locked into this cycle, and dogma allowed, sort of siphoning off of our energy, locking us into a realm where we're perpetuating a cycle. Like we talked about the infinity sign, right? And it was like what I saw, it was like compressed together so that you're always flat on that same line on the linear way. And that what has essentially happened now is we continue our infinite beingness, but that point that's being compressed, it's now we're on an escalator, right? We're doing this. We're not
like the slinky we talked about, Eileen.
Yeah, exactly. We're not stuck in this.
Yeah, and that's coming across to me like if you say like the infinity sign like that, and in the middle, it's like, hey, I'm going over here. I've done a cycle around there. I'm going through this portal. See you later. I'm going.
That's like being on a Taurus roller coaster. I'm going in there, guys. Bye. Right to the middle of the Taurus. But I kind of view it, and I'm kind of being like mama bear here. I view it like, and this is just for me, so it just works for me. It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, everybody's
that. I view it like we're in kindergarten and we want to go to high school. And we're like, dang, we got to go to elementary school and middle school first. Heck no, I'm going to high school.
I can relate.
Not everybody.
That's a really good point, though. And if you think about the show Altered Carbon, for instance, what if we don't have the stacks in our neck and we don't really call these sleeves, but what if essentially we're already in that? We're just missing we're missing the part where the chip is. Right. Yeah, and you can totally view it like that, but that's like viewing it as the little Pac-Man moving around the maze trying to get away from the ghost, and he's like, oh my gosh, I keep cycling through this map and these ghosts are after me, these devils, demons, whatever. It's the view from within the game. How do we know that they isn't us? We did this to ourselves.
We got trapped in the game, and our dreams are really where we're supposed to be, but we got trapped in this one, and this is a dream. This is a nightmare. Not a nightmare, but this is the dream, and that's really reality, but we got trapped in this end of it.
Yeah. But what if the people playing the game are our higher selves, and they're like, I'm going to put you in there, a part of me, but I'm not going to let you know it. because otherwise it's no fun. Shane keeps saying that. It's not fun if you know it's a game. So
No,
part of your
you're going to
higher
get lazy
self
and you're not going to go through things. And you're just going to be like, oh, well, I know what's
doesn't
going
mean
to happen
anything.
anyway.
Doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
It's gotta hurt a
So-
little bit. I mean, that's how you grow.
See, that's what comes to me is the dream that I had. Basically, my higher self came to me and showed me through this experience. This game. They were like, you go in and you play this game, and it's a terrible game. It's like a nightmare game, and you have to play 3 levels and beat 3 levels, and then you're done. But what happened was I beat each of the 3 levels. It was horrible. Each level worse than the next level. It was terrible, awful nightmare. And then finally I get through the last level, and then what it tried to do was boop, 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 keep me playing the game. But I was like, oh no, you didn't, right? And I just pulled in my energy like I do and just went blew everything up, blew the whole experience of it. But that's what it was really like. It was like we have to break through this reality of thinking that we have to keep cycling through this game, and then that it tricked us to keep playing this nightmare game. Like we just came in to play 3 rounds and we're out.
And what did she do in the film Labyrinth? She went the wrong way, most of the wrong turns. She went into that labyrinth, and I always say at the end, she said to the Goblin King, can't exactly remember what it was, but it was like, I fought my way here to the Goblin Kingdom or whatever. And then he was like, uh-oh, she's going to say it. Oh, no, she's remembered, because we're remembering. Oh, no, she's going to say the word. She went, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, you have no power over me. Boom, the illusion goes.
That's exactly what I do in dreams. That's exactly what happens when I go lucid. I go, oh, hold on a second. I'm dreaming. You're just a dream. Like, you're not real. And they literally just go and fall apart. Right?
That was my daughter's favorite movie.
With the event or whatever, when we all wake up and go, oh yeah, you have no power over me, because we're actually the elites. You're not. It's
all illusion. Yeah.
Say why. Dolly said it. You said it on one of your live streams. You said we're the elites because we're the illumined ones. We're the truly light-bearing illumined ones. But we're being told that we're not.
I think they are, and have trapped us thinking we're only we're the
little peons, the minions.
But we're not. So when everyone wakes up to what we truly are, shine your light and all that, it's like
our power.
Yeah. Or everyone's light bulbs going on all over the world. I mean, they can't stop that from coming, really, can they?
No.
Once you switch that switch on and connect it all, then you can't really disconnect yourself when you're awake.
And the other thing to point out is that you can instantly end karma no matter what religion you follow, whether it's like Buddhism or Hinduism or a modern kind of Western idea of karma where it's punishment instead of cause and effect. You can immediately clear all your previous cause and effect through love and forgiveness. It's all you have to do. Forgive the ones you think did bad things to you and love them, and love the ones that you think you did bad things to. And that clears your karma. The slate is now clean. You don't have to come back and relive it because you did something wrong or said something wrong or thought something wrong, because we come here as imperfect beings and then we expect ourselves to be perfect.
Yes.
No.
And I also think if you're someone who, say, has an argument, because I get triggered and stuff now and again, and you say something, as long as you can reflect on it and go, yeah, that was a bit of a crappy thing I said, so next time I'm not going to say that because, I feel a bit bad now. But there's people out there who don't even acknowledge reflecting on anything like, I've said that, I don't care. But if I've ever done anything like that, I always will think after. People won't know, but I'll be thinking, I think you're being a bit of a, that was.
I can do better. I can do better.
But you are reflecting, and reflecting means you're aware. People who are, how they say the AI, they have the like, what do they call it, non-player
NPCs, non-player character.
They won't reflect on it because they're just doing the thing. But real souls will reflect on it. If you have feelings, you will go, I was a bit of a, well, next time I'll try and be. And we get triggered in that because we're not just human, but we do have human traits because we have both sides.
And it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody can just realize that.
Perfect. We're told what we should look like, talk like. I've got this big thing at the minute when it's someone saying, you're not spiritual, because sometimes you'll get triggered. Sometimes you'll say this because I'm a bit feisty. It's like, who has told us what a spiritual person is supposed to look, sound, and dress like.
Yes.
Truth, the love to be given sometimes is hard, and sometimes you'll hear things you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's still love. Love isn't always,
rainbows and unicorns.
Imagine if I came on my channel going, "Hi, little delicious unicorns." Everyone would be like,
I'm telling you, those channels get a lot more viewers than we do, guys. If you go to those Hi Little Unicorn Sweetie Pies, they've got like 200,000 subscribers.
Well, you know what? And maybe that's what people want to take in, lighter
but
stuff.
I think they're all wearing masks at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. You know what? I think that's why I do the show with Shane every week is I do try to bring out the real stuff, when I'm not feeling great, when I'm not perfect, when I'm, that I'm just trying to, that this is a process.
Yeah.
No, I was, not the person, I was like, what were all my rough edges 2 years ago? And how have I worked those away? How have I worked my process through this time? Because I'm not perfect. I'm an imperfect being going through a perfect process. So
I think it's alchemy, and we are going through lead to gold because we are transforming ourselves from within. It's alchemy.
Yes.
You're learning when you go within from lead to gold, dense to, and going to the golden age and everything. And it's like, we're transforming ourselves from within. It's all about transformation of ourselves, and we're all going through it.
Yeah.
And I just see it like that. I just see it like, I mean, with the orbs, on the orb subject. So some people in your chat might not have seen mine, but like the other day when I did it just sounds like Native American Indian. I don't even know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Well, I do, because my higher self must know what I'm doing. But
right.
When you sing to them, you have a really pretty voice, so you can sing a cappella. It sounds nice. And then they start coming in more when you sing.
Well, the gold one that came out of my hand when it went, and I was like,
yeah. Now that one came out of your hand instead of flying to you.
Well, I've asked someone about it, and I've asked a channel. Don't get triggered. Some people. There's a guy called and I've spoke to him recently, got in contact on Skype, and I know if you haven't checked his channel out, the way he comes across with his first channel was called Flat Earth Paradise, but he's not one of those that does the whole all this, that, and that. He talks about the energies and the toroidal fields and Sophia, and you might have seen him, I don't know, but now he's got another channel out as well called his name Devin Elon Maggi, and he's doing all the stuff about what his perception is, but it's so interesting and so like he does it in an energy way and everything.
We've got flat earthers in our community, and I've got flat earth friends. We've got flat earth friends. They're just
but
not
it's a different
mean.
way of looking at it. It's all this
nice.
measuring the moon and blah 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 blah. It's the toroidal field with us in the middle, and then about like Sophia, Gaia. But we've both got this thing about, and I've said it on my channel about the Aurora Borealis. I think that's some like plasma event that might come. I think her energy, heart energy, it's green, is trapped in Antarctica, wherever the center. And I think our world may have had that energy about them skies. And maybe if it's set free, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing to see in the sky?
Multiple colors,
all
rainbow
over
colors.
the plane.
If the magnetosphere keeps thinning, we will have Aurora Borealis all over.
Because think about it, most movies always project out green is magic and it's evil and the green witch or everything. If you're normally watching cartoons, anything, the magic or whatever or seen as evil is always green, when we know green is heart energy.
Yeah.
It's nature. They always reverse it, obviously. But have you seen the film The Dark Tower?
Yep.
Yes.
Remember that was green and they said all these things were trying to get in these evil things with it. And I thought, no, that's reversed. If that came out, I think it'd just be like some sort of solar thing where
it was a really negative Stephen King thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
And it was
it was a series of books he wrote. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still watched it and found it entertaining, but
no, not the Dark Tower, actually. The Dark Tower.
No, it was the Dark Tower. Had green light coming out of it.
We might have got mixed up. The Dark Tower, it's not a dead old one. Was it the Dark Tower?
With Matthew McConaughey?
It was opposite.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
And he went through a Yeah, he went through a portal.
Oh, you're not thinking about like the guy, the wizard guy who wound up being in with the, oh man, why are these? I'm not like a big
He went
comic
through a
book person.
portal. He went through a portal, and there was
And
all
not
this green.
Doctor Strange, not Doctor Strange, who threw portals around, and then he could go through
No,
them.
it was about a portal, but it showed you like a plane and like a big. I just thought it was like a Tesla tower because it was this big thing, and then it was supposed to be the sky, the dome, and that. But it was saying they had to have. I'm sure it was that one that's saying it had to have that to protect us from the things that could come in, like demons and that. But they were green, and I thought,
Why green?
funny if that was the aurora borealis energy. Because it's green, and they always perceive it as evil or bad magic or something like that. And it's like, yeah, but it was green, and it's always in films green.
A lot of things are reverse psychology. The reverse is true. You have to look at what is the message.
I never look at films the way they say it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Karen is saying Interstellar. Is that the movie you're trying to think of?
No,
that was a great movie.
portals.
I've seen Interstellar.
That was a great movie, Karen.
A lot of them have the green in anyway. I can't. Interstellar.
Didn't he have McConaughey in that too, or was
Yeah,
he was in both of them.
Was Wormhole.
Maybe that's why right. Okay.
He was good in Interstellar, and he was bad in The Dark Tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There were two sides in the Dark Tower, weren't there? Because it was. Yeah, they went back in time. I can't remember, but yeah. And the Dark Crystal is my favourite because that just shows you everything.
Yeah, I haven't seen that for ages since it came out.
I saw that in the theater.
The new one.
The original I saw in the theater.
The Age of Resistance. Yeah. But two become one, don't they? They were one. They parted into the Skeptics and the Mystics, and then because they got greedy, and then they realised they needed each other, which is I see it as our physical self and our astral self, our spiritual self that we've never been split from, and they had to come back together. So two became one again, and then they turned into light beings. And it was like
clarity.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do here. Is we're working on unity in all ways, and we are in an environment that is working on separation at all times. So we're really the force of unity in a world that is offering separation for people.
And that's what Elon Maggi talks about on his channel, about the coming into love is no duality, is no good, no bad. It's just is love. And he said, I asked him about the orbs. I said, what's your perception on orbs? Because
what did he say?
I've been thinking lately, I think some of it's spirit because we go to energy anyway. That's what I believe. When you pass over, that's why it's called you pass over. You don't die. This does, but your energy doesn't. So I said, I know some of it's spirit, but I see it coming out of me and coming into me sometimes. And he said, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. If everything's energy, so yes, you will have spirit form sometimes, but they're not always spirit form. It could be consciousness, but it's your energy too, emanating out of you, because you are a light being. He said you can bring it in, but you also admit it out. And I've seen that, and that's when I was thinking, yeah, well, the gold one came out of my hand, and I've seen that before coming out my fingers. And even if I've pointed, I've shot a orb out my finger. So I'm like, well, that isn't spirit. My spirit it is. My energy. But the more I've been focusing on that, I mean, a lot of people go, oh, it's dust. It's like, yeah, there's dust particles in the air. But when they've stopped flying around in the energy, you see them. Because the last one I did, that blue one came up. And they seem to be blue when I do a lot of that chanting that sounds Native American Indian. And it was a bit rainbowy coloured, and it reminds me of the Hopi prophecy of the Rainbow Tribe. Coming back when we need them at the right time.
They predict Nibiru and Nemesis. The blue Kachina, red Kachina returns. So they're the only ancient religions that actually address very current cosmic events.
And have you seen
are being verified,
Michael Jackson's Can You Feel It video when the blue Kachina comes to the end? And the Native American Indian stands, and everyone's like, oh, what's going on? And then they all hold hands, every colour and creed, and everyone's like, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, It's
a wide awake video.
It is, when you're just like, was this all dropped for us in the past to look back now and go, it's all there.
Wow.
Stories have already been written.
Yeah, he was
already been written.
Very inspirational. But then they try to take things like rainbows and things like that, and then you find it in like Netflix. I still do watch Netflix though, programming. And for the younger generation, it's really dark. It's really twisted. It's not happy unity anymore. It's always about fear and separation. But they love it. They're like, oh, that's such a good program, because it's like Stranger Things. Where if you go into another dimension, there's only monsters waiting for you in there. That's the whole point of Stranger Things. And if you start to astral travel, you will open up a portal where they can come in here and eat your parents.
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of sums up the whole show.
Spoiler alert, we should have said that first.
Yeah, we should have said that
don't
first.
want you to go into the void because they want you to be scared of the dark. But the black colour holds every colour of the rainbow.
Yes, and PMH Atwater, remember, Shane, was saying how the dark energy that people rest in when they're between lives and then they come back into their body is mother energy, nurturing energy. It's comfort.
When you were in the mother's womb, it was dark.
It's dark.
You felt safe and nurtured. Oh, by the way, this is a picture I just did the other day, because when I woke up, I don't know what it was the other day, I just heard crystal baby, and I thought, you what? Because I always draw things, so.
Oh. And Earth baby, that's like Mother Earth having a baby.
And then the other one I did the other day was I just thought, oh my God, what am I drawing? And I thought, oh, it reminds me of Ostara that's coming up. You know, the equinox, the spring equinox, they'll say, call it Ostara. It's got the little bunny.
Nice.
But it's got, I didn't realise, and then I thought, oh yeah, and she's got an egg in her hand, but it's a golden one.
A golden egg.
Which I just clicked on.
Rings.
I was holding the orb.
It was a gold orb.
Yeah. Golden orb.
Yeah, I get lots of orbs here behind me because this is where we do the meditation every Saturday night for 2 years. Shane, April's our 2-year anniversary, and I have all my relatives there, live and dead. And if I sing and turn the camera on with a light, boom, I get rainbow orbs.
That's because all that energy's over there, isn't it?
Yeah, and if I sit in my chair in the living room and sing, they come flying from here over my shoulder. So they make me come in here where they can come through. And now the dresser that it's on is several hundred years old. It's an antique from England that somebody gave us.
Energy.
It's full of energy. And I thought, well, they're coming through it somehow, but they're not from it. So I thought they were elementals. I thought like fairies and other beings, light beings. I thought light beings, you know, but I don't know. I kind of like that idea that some of it is us, that some of these orbs that we're capturing are our energy as well.
I think some of it's us, our energy, because everything is energy, spirit world, and also other beings of consciousness, because they're like energy forms.
So. Oh, yeah. What about the Asceti orbs, guys? Those were supposedly, I believe it, Bigfoot energy, right?
Remember the orb that I got with wings on it? Did you ever see that one?
I did. I think Tapper 777 slowed it down for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you see the big rainbow orb that just went more?
Yes.
Oh my God. And if you ask them to twinkle, you know, you ever get the silver sparkly ones that just go, and you're like, okay.
I get the silver sparkly ones a lot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they're just flitting by. Yeah, especially if I start to do anything.
Do you see them now? Like, I'll see things out the corner of my eye, tiny. Yeah. But I'm like, was the twinkles there?
Always on my left. What if they were always here, guys? Always. We just couldn't see them. We just didn't notice them. Yeah.
We never tuned in.
Yeah,
that's we weren't open enough.
Yeah.
We weren't expanded enough to see them.
That's why I say the more you tune in with what you focus on, the more you start, like people go, and people have said this in my chat, I'm going, oh, how do I do it? I said, look, if you start looking, you will see. And when people say, well, why is it more on your phone, you know, with your light on, with your flash on? I said, because they're attracted to light. It's light activated.
And they're kind of made of plasma, so the flash tends to light them up a bit. You can see them with the naked eye, but they're not as sparkly or colorful or clear because that light hits the plasma.
I'm twinkling now. Do you,
like
are you,
Taylor.
do you know? Yeah, Taylor. Do you all have that? What do you think about that? Because I mean, I have it.
I can only really see it in the sunlight. I can see the shimmer and the shine.
So I can see it on my hand now. Normally, it's under my phone, but it has gone like It used to be silver, funnily enough, and now it's like a rose gold, like a gold.
Oh, wow.
Now, I saw a video today. I don't know whether it's legitimate or not. It's not somebody from our community that we know. And he was like, guys, try this. And he stands out on a balcony, and there's like a bunch of bushes and trees below him. And he starts whooshing it with his mouth, his mind, and his hands. And sure enough, the tree and bush in front of him starts going whoosh, whoosh, while the ones on the side and behind it stand still. Now, and I'm like, maybe this is CGI, right? And then he stops. And the tree just slowly goes still. And I'm like, whoa, I'm going to try that. I need to get close to a bush, right? Where there's other bushes around it. And I need to
be like, what's she doing?
Whoosh. Whoosh.
Do it in your fenced-in backyard.
We're all running around for toilet roll. You're in your back garden going, whoosh.
I gotta do it. I gotta find a private place to do my whooshing.
See, that's the biggest joke is we don't need toilet paper. We can just whoosh it away.
Whoosh, whoosh.
We just go whoosh, whoosh.
Whoosh.
Oh my
We
God.
don't need toilet paper at all.
I would love to do like psychic testing, not testing, but psychic practicing with you guys, because we get so close in our community that I'm sure we could do remote viewing together. We could go, okay, tomorrow at 2:00, I'm going to send you a picture with my mind. Just draw whatever you feel, you know?
So what do you think about, I was talking to someone about remote reviewing today, and I said, sometimes when I've gone to sleep, like it's where like I'll see red and then it'll go blue and then I'll start seeing patterns, and then sometimes I'll be like, because it's like obviously your eyes are awake but your eyes are closed, and I'm like, why does it look like I'm flying over the tops of trees? Like it looks like the tops of trees, like fern trees, like the very points, and I'm like, just green everywhere, but they look like Christmas trees. Right. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? But I never sort of get past that. I'm just like, trees.
Why do you fall asleep? Do you fall asleep while you're flying over trees?
I just seem to be flying. I think I said that on when we did the session. I kept going, it's green, trees and trees, mountains, but trees and green. But maybe that's a thing of like, Mother Earth is rebirthing, because all I kept seeing is green. It's just green.
You know that cool movie Inception, where he goes in a dream and a dream and a dream, and he has to have a top to spin, and it tells him whether he's asleep or not. Mine is flying, so I'm waking up and I'm in my last dream, and I'm waking up for the day, and I'm like, is this a dream or is this real? And the way I test it is I just stand there in my dream, and then I just jump up, and if I can fly
That's exactly what I do.
Then I'm like, hey, I'm dreaming. I'm flying. This is a dream. That's my test.
I just did that a couple of weeks ago when I was telling Shane on the show. I saw that I had a dream which was like so real, like super clear, vivid. And I'm just chatting with Mom, and then all of a sudden there's this massive purple UFO at the window, clear as day. And I'm like, oh my God, like, do you see that? Like, this is, and I'm like, I'm really seeing this. So hold on, am I really seeing this? Are you seeing this? Am I seeing this? And then I'm trying to figure out, okay, no, like, am I awake? And then I'm like, okay, you could be dreaming. And all I did was immediately just lifted myself off the ground. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm dreaming. Mom, don't worry about it. You're just a dream. I'm gonna go follow the UFO. Okay, don't worry. I don't need to worry about you worrying about me.
Isn't that cool?
Another thing about energy, does any of you get? Because I keep asking people. I've said it before, and you've probably heard me, but when I go to bed, because some people say, oh, it's because you're tired. I'm like, yeah, but it's happened when I've sat down in a chair. Yeah, it might be later on, but I just get this, it's like someone's got hold of the bed, and and I'm awake, I'm not asleep, and they're just going, like a mini earthquake, and I'm going.
That's exactly what we've been talking about.
It's an earthquake.
Is
this me? Is this, are we having a what? Like, now I just go, yeah, there's that thing again. Anyway.
How long have you been getting that, Dolly? How long has that been happening for you? The shaky bed feeling?
Since last year sometimes. I've even sat in my couch and I've been like, well, yeah, what's going on? It's only like, it's not like that.
Right.
It's just like,
yeah.
And
we've described it as a dog like scratching himself on the bed, and you kind of just feel a little bit of a shake.
Yeah.
You guys did a show on it a couple.
Is it picking up more often for you now, though? Do you find?
Yeah, it's
starting to notice it more.
It's every now and then, and I've even had weird things like I know this sounds weird, but I've gone to sleep. Like, I know it's not my youngest one getting out of bed when he's not here, when he's at his dad's. And my eldest one's like a vampire in his bedroom anyway and never comes out, so it's not him. But you know when some people say it might be when you're dozing off, but now and again, I used to get this thing where as soon as I closed my eyes, it felt like someone had come through the ceiling, dropped in, and I heard it land. I didn't open my eyes. I don't even look. I just think, right, yeah, whatever. But it just feels like someone jumped. You know, like something's come through the roof of the house.
It's when you're waking up or falling asleep.
Hmm?
When is it? Falling asleep? Okay.
Just as just getting in bed, closing my eyes, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, what's that? I don't open my eyes or anything. I just think, right, whatever.
I've noticed a couple times lately. It's happened a couple times now in the last couple of weeks where I'm getting that vibration and I'm going to sleep and I'm getting in that zone, and it's getting really strong for me now, Dolly, that vibration. And I've actually had it where it was like somebody sat on the bed, like on the side of the bed for a second, like where it just,
yeah, it's like someone's got me bed and gone.
Like somebody sat down beside me.
I've had that as well, yeah.
Well, that's why I kind of wondered if these were possibly ET interactions, interdimensionals with interdimensionals. Because the other night I fell asleep this happens to me often. It's what my dad used to do. I must be getting old. I fell asleep sitting in my chair watching TV. I just dozed off. And the next thing I know, somebody had my hand and they were shaking it. And my hand was doing that shake thing that I sometimes get from the bed when I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, whoa, what is that? And then they let it go. They just drop my hand and stop shaking it.
I've been getting caresses on the hand lately. So when the shaking kicks in, I'm getting like brushes, like caresses on the top of my hand as well. But yeah, that shaking is getting really localized for me. I'm feeling it very specifically every day now. When the energy comes in, feel the beam, the pressure kicks in on the top of the head, in the crown, like literally like a pillar. And then what starts to shake is in the center. I think it must be around the pineal gland. Starts to vibrate. The vibration will go down, go into the high chest. I can feel it vibrating. It was a progression, Shane, that we've been talking about for a few weeks now, that I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it here. And it was like every week it was just kind of working down a notch and a notch more. And now it is at the point where it's going all the way down to the root.
Because I know not to fear it. I just think...
Oh, no, it could be
picking up. It could be your energy.
Well, it's good because really, if you think about it, you wouldn't want this awakening or whatever's going on with us, within us, this energy going. You just want it to be coming in because that's how it's building up. And
it's a slow adjustment.
Like, you couldn't, and it's like, and then today I was saying something and I kept going, oh, I'm getting tingles on the top of my head. Oh, my fingers are tingling now. Oh, my eyes are twitching. It's just like,
it could be our energy changing.
I think it's literally how we're going to be perceiving reality differently. So because what I've seen in dreams, when the reality really shifts in dreams and all of a sudden I have all these like powers, it's often like an inception thing, like you were talking about. It's a dream within a dream. So I'm still dreaming, but I'm dreaming that I'm waking up. Right. And I'm waking up to this extraordinary amount of energy that I'm vibrating. And it is the same vibe. It's not to the level that I'm experiencing at that point. But I think that that's what we're working up to, that literally that will be your experience. It's a new sense, feeling the vibration and interacting with those vibrations. It's like how we're going to turn a dial and manipulate our reality or even how we move through reality. It's going to be through this constant vibration that you're aware of. It is what you are that vibration. So I think as it increases and we become more aware of our true self and our true energy, that experience of feeling that shaking is going to continue to increase. And I think we should tune into it, get comfortable with that vibration, start to feel it move.
As long as it's not when I'm walking down the street,
you're going to be vibrating. Yeah. That's what it feels like. I get up some mornings, like I want to go to mom. I'm like, I put my hand on me, like, and I'm shaking. So when I come out of sleep, I'm vibrating, I'm shaking, and it's the strangest feeling. It feels like you're not quite in this reality, like you're buzzing in and out of this reality.
I didn't feel like I was in this reality today, and I did. Honest to God, I was like, I can't. Don't know.
I mean, sometimes I'll look down and my muscle, my arm will be doing it. My arm will be quivering, and I'm like, why is that muscle doing that? It's electrical.
And localized point. Yeah, I did notice that first. I when I first started to really experience it, would hit in localized. Like I found in the arm, like I'd feel it through the hand and up through the arm.
And you
or
can
sometimes
see
it was just in the chest. Yeah. But it's built so that it's.
Did you ever get what I really had a bit ago? And it did seem quite scary because obviously now I think, well, maybe it was something to do with the heart chakra. I don't know. It was a year ago. I don't know when it was. A year ago or so. I was in bed and I just couldn't get my breath. I couldn't breathe properly. And it felt like it was painful, but it was like I had to reel it and then sort of like I used to get that quite a lot. Like I wasn't having a heart attack. It felt like I was having a heart attack. I knew I wasn't having a heart attack.
Do you think you stopped? That you just forgot to breathe? And you were like, oh my God.
It was now looking back, it was as if something was trying to come in and I was just like, I can't.
It's a heart chakra expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a sudden expansion. And it's like, and it's like all of a sudden a vacuum for a second. It's like, and you're like, oh my, like, what do I do with this? And then you kind of pop it and you'll get those flip-flops and sudden palpitations.
When I was a kid, I said to Shane, I don't know if you remember when we did the stream, you know, the stories of like what people say, like we come in, or we've had visitors say, we come in like you were saying before to do what we're doing now, but we didn't know at the time what game we were playing.
Mm-hmm.
I still see this dream now. When I was younger, around about, could have been 6, I don't know. We used to live in the country, not where I live now, and I remember this, and it was a recurring dream, and I was in a circle. Now, I've heard that, say something came to you that looked different to us, even if it was your higher self, they'd come in as something. I was a young kid, not to scare you, so they'd come in as something you wouldn't fear. So I loved E.T.
Mm-hmm.
And all I remember was I was in this circle, but I was stood on the other side of the circle, and they were stood. There could have been 7, 10, or whatever, I don't know. Little ETs, I think they were little ETs. And nothing was said, but it was just like, yeah, so what am I doing here then? So, but it was a recurring dream all the time and I didn't get it. And then I used to have this thing where me and my sister used to share a room when we were little. And still at around about that age, like 4 to 6 or something, I used to get this feeling, if you remember me saying, I called it the blob, because I didn't know what it was. It must have been energy, because I wouldn't come out from underneath my blankets because obviously I was scared. So I used to be sweating under my blankets, thinking, I'm not looking, not sweating, like really
sweating like crazy, but there's no way.
Under the duvet blanket, and
like a blanket's gonna do anything.
But I just perceived it with no arms, no legs. I just had this feeling. I couldn't describe what it was. So it wasn't human, because it didn't have, but I just didn't know what it was. And now I think it must have been some sort of energy thing, because I couldn't perceive energy. And I didn't look at the time.
Well, what if it was like a thought form? You know,
maybe it's a thing that used to come quite a lot. And when the feeling came, I used to think, oh, is that funny? I can feel it here next to me, like
described by abductees. That's alien. They always say that before they actually show up, they get that strange feeling, and sometimes it goes over your whole body, so you almost feel paralyzed.
Mm-hmm. It's like I knew it was. I don't mean in bed with me, but it was there, and I was like, I'm not looking.
And you're like, oh no, they're coming! I know they're coming now. I can feel it.
It didn't particularly, thinking about it now, it didn't feel bad. I just didn't know what it was. So obviously, it would have scared me, because I just didn't. I just used to think, what's that funny? Oh, is that funny thing again? But that was this around the same age with this recurring dream I used to have with the circle
of a bunch of cute little
ETs on the other side.
I think we have a lot more contact than we realize. I think there's a heck of a lot more contact than we realize. And I think people now are starting to realize, oh my God, I did have contact as a kid, and this is how it happened, because it's okay to have contact now. like, 10, 20 years ago, it wasn't okay. It was like only Looney Tunes have ET contacts, and now it's okay. So people are like remembering how their contact was. Especially if you
get so much is done in dreams, we don't realize. Like, it's not all, it doesn't all just happen like in this physical way. It happens in an etheric way. And I think we don't realize how many things that happen within dreams are actually very real experiences.
That are real. If some of them are like multi-dimensional energies, some of them, I guess, we're going to meet in our ethereal realm, because that's one of the ways. But we just see it as a dream, like, it was only a dream anyway, so.
Yeah.
What was that name of the guy you interviewed, Shane? He did the Beyond UFOs, the science of consciousness and contact with non-human intelligence, volume 1. It's the longest book title. Do you remember him? Do you remember the guy from Miami?
I can't remember his name.
Well, he's the one who said in this 800-page book for 5-year study of 5,000 abductees, Michelle, half of them said that they were contacted either through dreams or meditation, through some kind of altered consciousness. Some people were contacted through drug trips too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
that would make sense.
Took mescaline or whatever that's called.
I guess it was what everyone can open up with, that helps them to open up to something. Yeah. Because some people might fear something, but something else might help them relax to open them up. So that's why everyone gets a different experience.
But especially in our community, because I think a lot of our light workers are really visitors who have come to do a job by being human and raising things quicker, just speeding it up a little bit, not healing everybody and doing the work for them, but just making it go a little faster. And there is like a light working community, or what do you want to call it? The helpers, I think we are really
I don't think there's much time with all this now. I don't think there's going to be that many cycles of people waking. I think there's just going to be, I think personally there's nearly enough or enough. The others will just come because it'll be so like, well, this
I feel there's enough. There's enough.
Like, there's no if buts, you're on board.
Yeah.
I don't mean on board. You just,
do you include the baddies though from the cabal? Are they going to come too? Do you see them coming to 5D Earth?
No.
Yeah, I
even on the Q thing that I follow, it says fourth dimensional negative beings. Q said at the beginning of some drop somewhere, these, I can't remember what the people or whatever, will be eradicated off the earth. And
I think that's a law of one too. Is it, Shane? Law of one says that too? Or will they go to dark density?
Right, like you have to be like 95% service to self to graduate in the fourth negative, if I remember right. It's like you have to be like almost purely as selfish as you can possibly be.
There's a few of those around.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are.
The guy that I watch, Devin, he said on his take on it, I said, what about these like sort of non-play these ones have been like what we'd call really evil. Not people who were people who've gone, I did this in the past. Whoa, it's like pure like, what is that? I mean, people make mistakes, but that is no mistake. Who actually, we've been deceived. I see it. So we will have done things by deception we didn't know. If we knew the truth, we wouldn't do it. But these people know, these whatever they are, they know what they've been doing, and they've been quite happy doing it. So he said, they don't come. They can't be a part of this. They just can't. They're just there's if heaven on earth is, they're not there because they can't be. Because we can't go through this whole thing of deception and.
That's kind of Dolores Cannon and kind of Law of One as well. That
would be heaven on earth, wouldn't it? Without all this.
I kind of see it like we all ultimately have this choice, and it's really our own choice to whether or not we're going to let go of our own personal agenda. Like these self-serving people,
that's like the alchemy again, isn't it?
Control, right? Is that they have to maintain control, and part of being in the flow is just release to this need to have control. And I think ultimately it comes down to really not how many bad deeds or good deeds you did, but in that moment when this energy really hits, are you going to be able to surrender your need to control, or are you going to be able to release and go into this unity flow? And ultimately, these people will not be able to release their need to have that control. And I think that's ultimately really what makes the choice is not this tally of good deeds or bad, in that
keeps
moment of
people
whether
down.
or not
I think if I've said before, it's like a rucksack. If you don't release that stale energy of what's defining you, what you think's defining you because of what's happened in the past, if you can't let go of that, how can you fill that rucksack back up? You can't.
Yeah.
You've got to release it. So alchemy, if it, all that is, you can step away from it if you want to. You can be a new person tomorrow, right now, this minute, if you choose to, and stop letting that define who you are.
Yeah.
If you want to come to the light, you can.
Yeah.
When they say leopards can't change the spots, they can. You can get a razor out and shave your hair off, so therefore you haven't got any.
It's very much along the lines of heaven and hell, and the biblical division of the goodies and the baddies, that they're all kind of related. Yeah.
And Devin said that. He said, we're in duality here, but when we go there's no good about it. It's pure. If it's love, there is no, it just is. It can't be.
And that's it. And that's releasing that personal identity.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they push so much identity and identity politics and these smaller and smaller identities.
And how big is it now? I said on the channel today, how many people, we're all different ages. I said in chat today, in your lifetime, and the people in chat couldn't say yes or no, with everything going on with over in America, Trump, Q, this, that, the bog rolliitis, everything going on right now. Have you ever seen this happen in your lifetime? Because I haven't.
No.
The amount of hysteria, not just over the flu, I mean, just everything going on with celebrities. It's like, well, something's going down, because at the end of the day, I've never into politics anyway before, and I'm not into politics because I like that. There's something deep behind it, but in every platform going, it's like, have you ever seen this? Because I haven't.
Seems to be getting more and more ridiculous too. I mean, it's almost like some of the Mandela Effect changes that are like, what? This is so ridiculous of a change. Some of the stuff that's coming out now, like what they're saturating the internet and news with right now, it seems like it just.
It's like they know something's coming because they're still trying to keep us in duality.
Yeah.
But like you said, they can't stop what's coming. It's going to be magical. They can't stop what's coming, so they're going to be trying everything they can.
They can't.
They can't.
They can't stop the evolution, the spiritual evolution of humanity.
Something from the divine, because it can't be destroyed.
Kind of like the Looking Glass stuff, where it says everyone wakes up and they can't stop everyone from waking up. It's just going to happen,
the Looking Glass is referred to Q as well.
Right. And the White Rabbit, right? Yeah.
And the White Rabbit. I did have a weird experience that I'll just share with you guys now that was similar on a small scale. We had Hurricane Irma down in South Florida a couple of years ago now. I think it was 2018. It's like September 9th. And it hit the Keys first, and then it hit Naples. And I'm just outside, because that's where the Everglades are. And, that's the last town before you start heading for like Miami. And we only could get to Clearwater because we could only get a tank of gas because the whole state ran out of gasoline. And I was staying with friends in Clearwater, and it wasn't expected to hit there. So that was considered a safer place to be. And then like the day after the hurricane, my daughter was like, I want to go home now, Mom. I want to see my boyfriend. I want to see my friends. I'm bored here. And I'm like, it's the day after the hurricane. So I put the news on, and we do all the mainstream news. And it says, do not drive on 75. Do not do it, whether you're in Georgia or Florida or wherever you've, evacuated to. Don't go onto 75. It's underwater. There's debris everywhere. And I'm like, Emily, look, we can't go back home because, 75's underwater and we can't take sides.
I'd be like, get on 75, let's go.
That's what she said. She's like, well, let's see how far we can go, Mom. It'll be fun. And I'm like, that would be kind of fun. Let's see how far we can go. So we pack up the car. We get onto 75, big highway. There's 10 cars the whole way. And there's no water. And there isn't even a twig on the highway. And now I'm starting to freak out, going and looking up in the sky for helicopters taking my license plate, because I'm like, this is not right. I'm like, there's 10 of us here. Thank God there's other cars. I'm just going to drive with them. I'm not going to go faster or slower. The highway was empty except
That just
for the
proves what the
rebels.
mainstream media are like.
Yeah.
They were
We
probably
didn't
wanting to
listen.
cause a traffic jam somewhere else because of something going on.
That was
And
just
you're
so
all like,
weird.
yay, 10 cars.
And we get down to the very bottom before you have to turn off to go to Miami across the Everglades, Alligator Alley. And then we found water below the highway where the houses were. But there was nothing for hours the whole way down. I'm like, why did they say don't go on here? What kind of an exercise is that? Is it an exercise to see if people will listen?
Yeah, because the sheeple, I'm sorry to say, he's like tested, right, we're going to do this, right? They're all not going that way.
And then
it's probably a bit of a game to them. Let's put toilet roll out. Let's go and get some toilet roll.
Yeah. Let's. We don't want to remove the water or the food because that could kill people. I know. Let's remove the toilet roll, and then that will get everybody going.
What's the minions? Like minions.
I don't know.
I don't. Those evil guys are just way too focused on butts. Everything's about the butt
because they are.
Right, they're upside down tree of life. It's all through the butt. It's all about the butt.
That's
just saying. Just thought I'd make that point.
Might
they
well
gotta
put it
bring
out
it
there.
in there somewhere.
Right.
Put it out there.
Maybe that's
all about the butt for them.
Maybe that's their
so old.
It's very fitting. So, hey guys, considering tonight's chat, we always do a meditation based on kind of how the night went and what we talked about. So, what would you guys like the meditation to be on? And this is open to the chat as well.
We shouldn't have segued on the butt. I'm just saying. We just shouldn't have.
Do you want me to do a meditation on loo roll? We will always have plenty of loo roll and plenty of clean bottoms.
I think I'm better at the segues than Eileen is.
You just set that up like dominoes, didn't you, Michelle?
You know it,
bro. You did. Right.
She saw the time. She said, "Eileen's gonna walk right into it."
You know I was holding those cards the whole time, didn't you?
Do you want me to pull a card before you do your thing?
Yeah. There you go. Why don't we do a meditation on the card that
see what we get?
Dolly posts for us. There we go. I think you know what. I just make the point. I really like the joy that Dolly you were talking about earlier, the gig, the laughing, at the silliness of everything. I can feel it, and I know a lot of it really is it's a big joke. Is that energy is part of I know what's at the end of the line. Yeah. It's come up in the BQH and how silly a lot of this is, and I think it's a really good energy to hold on to. That right now, that's silliness. And it's great for us to come together and be silly,
play, and stop being so serious.
Is that what the card says?
No, not now. But no, today I did get that card though. I did get that card today though. I did get it. No, I'll do it now. I did get that card today.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's
I've gotten emails from people who say, "You guys, when we watch you guys chat on Shane's shows, you make me feel so much better about these things because I come in feeling really worried, and by the time I listen to you, I'm laughing about it too."
Oh yeah, nothing to worry about.
They just need that relief.
Just breathe.
These young people know too. I mean, if you look at some of the memes on Facebook.
Oh, so funny.
She's got a card. Let's see what we got. Yeah, the kids are good at poking fun at it.
They get it. They totally get it instantly.
Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held.
Be held. Like we were talking about mother energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it is a good time that everybody. You're talking about everybody being back, in their homes and sort of dialing back on all the distractions. Dialing back on all the distractions and all the
people I've seen they need to take a little bit of step back. Stop filling up with too much info because you need to rest a little bit and be held, which I think is hold yourself like just know everything's gonna work out.
And Renee said she's got a bunch of art and paint and canvas because there's no work in California, everything's quarantined, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna paint. She's really using that time to do something, creative and nourishing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And which is
What
nice
else
because
is
if
there
you're
to
switching
do?
everything off, why don't you just go and do what you don't say you haven't got time to normally do because you're too busy
read the
watching
books that you
TV
can't
stuff.
read. Yep.
Do what you want.
Meditate.
Yep. That's
Play
what I
with
do.
your kids. Play with your kids or dogs. Play with your dogs and cats.
Play with your toilet rolls.
Right.
You're juggling.
Build them up, stack them up.
Okay. I think we can do that. That sounds good. So
right.
we're going to do the meditation. So that has to be super quiet. The kids just walk through with laundry. So I have to make sure that we don't get
Did
swished.
you normally like mute and put your camera off or
Swish.
whatever?
Yeah, you can hit both buttons on each side of the.
Want to close the door?
And I'll be gone too.
Okay. I will not hit my mute button, but I will disappear for the meditation. Put my screen off. Okay. And everybody just kind of take a nice deep breath and relax your shoulders. Let your shoulders go. Let your neck go. Relax your forehead and relax your face, your chin, your cheeks. Just really, really get comfortable with your breath. And take another deep, relaxing breath in. And this time, when you're ready to exhale, just let go any stress or tension that you have felt in the day. Take another deep, relaxing breath in. Pull it up through your toes, all the way into your lungs, and then let it go back out the same way, relaxing your legs, your calves, your feet. And now we always start to do the heart math, breathing through the heart center. So take a comfortable breath through your heart and exhale when you're ready through your heart center. Just breathe in and out of your heart chakra at a pace that really suits you. And just listen to that breath going in and just feel that life force filling you up. And then just exhale that breath out. And as you continue to do this, you can now bring in a beautiful, clear, crystalline color. You will automatically pick the color from the chakras that needs the most energy in the moment. So all colors are good. And breathe that color in through your heart center. Let it circulate through your whole body before breathing it back out through your heart center. Let that color fill the room that you're in. And breathe it in again. And this time it not only fills you up inside, it starts to radiate outside of your skin. And breathe it back out through your heart center and let it fill your whole home. And anybody or any animals that come in contact with this heart-centered breathing, they will also benefit from the colors that they come in contact with. And now we're just going to kind of imagine being in a beautiful, peaceful, quiet, calm, and really safe place. See if you can build up that image. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Is there a waterfall? Is there any water? Is it on a beach? Is it in a forest? Is it in a cave? Is it a crystal cave? Is it on a mountaintop? Is it in your home, in a place where you've kind of set up a prayer and meditation space? And now send down a grounding cord from your root chakra at the base of your spine, the red wheel, and let that grounding cord of light go down through all the different layers of the earth until it gets to the center of the earth, the core and the heart. And then let it spread out in all directions, grounding you firmly to Mother Earth. And now we're going to psychically hold hands together with people here doing it now in the moment, and with everybody who's going to do this meditation in the future. They're here with us now as well through retro causality. And we're going to sit in our heart space. Just go in from your eyes, down your throat, and go into your heart chakra. And when you're looking from that space, what does it look like? Are you seeing green colors or pink or salmon? Are also common heart chakra colors to be seen? Are you still sensing purple from the higher levels, or reds from earth and fire and the elements of life? Or yellow? Are you sensing the yellow from the solar plexus, the power center of your body? Just get comfortable and sit inside of your heart center as we start to breathe in love and exhale forgiveness. And then breathe in forgiveness. And when you're ready, exhale love. And as you continue to breathe in love and forgiveness and exhale love and forgiveness, start to love yourself. You can start by loving your body, this gift from Earth that Earth gave to you, that allows you to experience this realm with all the senses. You can start by loving your animals, all the animals that have come into your life. Even if you haven't owned them and had pets, there are certainly some interactions with animals in the animal realm that have brought you great joy, comfort, laughter, fun, love. You can start now to love the plant interaction that you've had. You might have grown some plants in your home and work environments. You may just go walking out in the woods. You may take your shoes off and get your feet dirty and get them in the earth or on the sand of a beach. Just start to love that environment, the organic environment that is kind of an extension of you, because it is an extension of your world. And now extend that love to the minerals, whether it's a sandy beach or crystals that you've bought and you meditate with, or just rocks that you look at occasionally when you bump into them in nature, and you ask permission to take them home so that you'll always have the connection to nature from that moment moving forward. And now, still sitting comfortably in your heart chakra, start to extend that love to your coworkers, people that you've worked with, whether you like them or not, whether you argue with them or not. Just extend that love to your coworkers and your acquaintances. And from there, you can extend the love while sitting in your heart center. You can see it as a light radiating out from your heart to those that you're thinking about right now. Go ahead and extend that love to your friends and your neighbors. You're a little bit closer to them than your coworkers, and you trust them more and you share more with them. And now, when you're ready, go ahead and extend that love out to your family members who are alive and your family members who have passed on. Just really send them that radiant, beautiful, crystal clear love coming from your heart center to them. And now, when you're ready, go ahead and send that love out from your heart center, from where you are sitting, and send it to the entire world, whether you see it as a flat plane or a globe or a triangle or a turtle or an eye or a dome. In this holographic, multidimensional universe that we exist in, it can be any shape or color that you wish. Go ahead and send that love out from your heart center to the entire earth. Let it surround the earth, comfort the earth, protect the earth, heal the earth. Let it soak in to the different layers of the earth now. And it's emanating from your heart to the entire earth. And now, when you're ready, go ahead and send that love out from your heart center to the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, and finally to God, whether you see that as source energy or all that is, was, and ever will be, whatever you sense as creator, send that love from your heart center straight to God. And as you do that, let all that love shower back down on you. It's coming from everyone and everything right now. And let it kind of wash away any sadness that you felt, any stress, any tension, because there's so little of it to wash away, because you are always shining your light out with love and laughter and acceptance that you will be capable of dealing with whatever pops up in this realm that you find yourself in. You know you are strong enough and safe enough and healthy enough and wise enough to deal with it all. Just another day on earth becoming paradise. And now just really appreciate yourself. And we're going to go quiet for 3 minutes while you really honor and appreciate who you are and where you are, and the light and the love that you bring to everybody, everything, including yourself. Now, as you start to come back, do so knowing that you are completely safe and completely loved, and so are your loved ones. And open your eyes and start to move around, move your shoulders up and down, kind of stretch your neck, and come back.
Wonderful, Eileen. Thank you so much.
Woo.
I can feel the group. You guys are so powerful. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Where am I? Where am I?
Are you
I
frozen a
could
little
not feel my hands then.
Did you feel the energy buzzing in your hands?
I could feel like they were weighted down, but I kept getting this
Nice.
like waves of like, and then in some part of it, I thought, you know what I said about going over the trees?
Yeah, you saw the trees?
No, water, just going down water, just bubbles and just water, but like a sea greeny blue colour, but just going down water. I was like, okay.
Just go with it. Yeah, nice.
I felt that joyful, exciting feeling that Dolly was talking about earlier, just pouring in, just an excitement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got so relaxed. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like really melting into just like, I don't know, like butter, just melting.
I also saw some just near the end, before I nearly fell asleep. It looked like little bits of fragments coming like that, and then all of a sudden it looked like it went into a big whirlpool, but it was just like sort of going, like everything was going into one, maybe.
That's kind of cool. The power of one, Shane.
I love that.
Because I do think that we actually do open up a bit of a portal here when we do this every Saturday night. I really do.
Think about it. We're like all over the world, and we're like pulling on
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're high energy beings. This room, this group, this community is really high energy.
And even people doing it later are doing it that they're like joining in now. It's amazing.
Well, I will ask my side of chat, because I can't see chat now, tomorrow maybe, or whatever, what they actually felt with that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And tell them to come back and do it Saturday nights when they feel like it. Just pop in.
I think after some things that have gone on today, I think they would have really enjoyed that. And if they did, they might, I don't know if they all meditate, but they might start getting into it.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to start meditating because it's guided meditation. So you don't have to think of things because someone's talking to you. So odd thoughts don't hit your head. When it's all silent and you get this random thought of like who called you and what you had for lunch. And you're like, get out of there. Why am I thinking that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you something to listen to instead of your own thoughts, I guess. So I want to remind everybody that came in late or whatever, I do have Dolly's YouTube channel linked below, so be sure to go subscribe to her channel and hear the follow-up with her viewers over there on her channel. And she's got all sorts of orb videos and everything. Of course, I went and put Michelle's link down below as well. I think most people are subbed from our Tuesday show or whatever. But we're not going to be here Tuesday. You're going to be with your kids having a good time, so... So have fun with that.
Yeah. So you have Tuesday off, and you came in on Saturday night instead.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is nice. Actually, we should do this again. It's great to have all of us together like this.
We should. Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Really
awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining, and everybody in the chat and watching later. Lots of love and light to each and every one of you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Guys.
Peace. Peace. Be sure to check out the website at uotf.net. There you will find the live stream schedule displayed in your local time right there on the front page. Below that, you'll find links to take the Beyond Quantum Healing course at a discounted rate, purchase our book, Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe, in paperback or ebook, or to contact me to schedule a BQH session. At the top of the site, you'll find links to help support the work I do, access the free private forum where you can discuss organizing get-togethers in your area, Mandela effects, and more. Thank you all so much for being here.